everybody, thanks for tuning into the Skills Corner today. I'm a spotter director, Ror Alexander, and what I want to talk about today is just something that's overlooked a lot when it comes to warm-up design. I did a video a little while ago on warm-up design, and one of the things I talked about at the very end, I believe, was a part on foam rolling, okay? And a lot of people, they don't really foam roll correctly, and they don't foam roll at the right time. Most times when you see somebody using a foam roller, which pretty much looks like one of these, little hollow tube, is usually after their workout. They've had a big workout and they're kind of using it for a little bit of massage at the end, or they're just kind of using it while they chat with somebody and they're not really thinking about it. That's not a terrible time to massage if you want, but that's not what these were created for, and that's not the optimal time to use foam rolling and what they call self-myofascia release. Okay, I know it's a big fancy term, but what I'm going to explain really quickly is what fascia is, okay? Basically, let's say this ball is a muscle, okay? So you have a muscle, here, and around that muscle, on the very top layer would be your skin, okay? So let's say it's a bicep muscle. So there's the muscle there. On top of that muscle is the skin. Between the skin and the muscle, however, is a thin layer of fascia. It's kind of a little thin layer of tissue, and then what happens over time is that tissue starts to get harder, okay? And this muscle isn't able to flex and to bend quite as easily, and it starts affecting the range of motion of the muscle, and it starts affecting just exactly how much that muscle can move and how much it can grow. So what we want to do is we want to start to break down that fascia, okay? We want to start to make it, think of it as cracking, so we want to kind of start to crack it out in order for that muscle to be able to move to its full range of motion. So the time you do foam rolling is before you start your workout, even before you start your warm-up. Foam rolling is to be done with a cold muscle. Now, that's different than stretching. Whenever we stretch, we tell people, make sure you stretch after you're warm. This isn't stretching. This is not pulling a muscle we're not lengthening a muscle to a point, trying to increase its range of motion. What we're doing is we're just breaking down the tissue around that muscle. So the way we're generally going to start, and the way that I start most of my foam rolling, is through the foot. We're going to work from your foot, and we're going to work your way up. So I have my trusty little yoga tune-up ball you can see here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it on the ground, and I just place my foot on it. Okay? And then I put some pressure on that ball. Okay? And I'm looking for spots that are unusually tender, kind of sore, and then I'm just going to hold it on there for a minute. And what you want to do is you want to wait for, what's going to happen is when it hits a sore spot, the muscle is going to contract, okay? And what you have to do is you have to kind of leave it on there for a moment until that muscle starts to relax. And again, I start at the top of my foot, right at the ball of my foot, and I roll it just nice and slowly, and I start working down into the arch, into the center of the foot, let the foot relax around it, and I'm just going to roll right up into the heel. Okay, and I roll along the outsides, okay, and I'm really just loosening that foot up. And just by doing this, it's really interesting. If you do a little thing where you try touching your toes, and then you roll a ball for a few minutes, you're going to be able to find that you can touch your toes better. It's actually going to loosen up that entire leg muscle, so it's really nice. So you start with the foot. Whatever you do on one side, of course, you always go to the other. So moral of the story right now is let's start with the foot. Once I'm done with the foot, I'm going to roll that out of the way. I'm going to go to the foam roller. For the foam roller, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right down at the Achilles tendon, and I'm not going to put a ton of pressure on it, but I'm going to put a little bit of pressure, and I'm just going to start to gently rock, okay? And I'm just going to work my way up slowly. Now, I'm going a lot faster for the video than you would in real life. In real life, just the calves are probably going to take me 5 minutes per calf, okay? But we're just going to rock nice and slowly, working all the way up, and we're going to kind of maintain that speed through the entire exercise. So why don't you come down here a bit? I'm going to get a little bit closer. So yeah, so here we are, we're going to foam roll. Now, you got to remember, the leg, okay, it's a tube, okay? So you just don't just strip right here. That's no good. You got to go to the left, massage into it a bit. You're going to go over to the right, so you're going to roll, so you can get all basically 360 degrees, okay? You roll right to the other side, get along the shin a little bit. So obviously you're going to do that with both legs. Okay, we're not going to do it for the video. Then we're going to move up into the hamstring. So again, what most people do is they do a double leg. Okay, that's no good. You're not putting enough pressure on the muscle. We need to put some pressure on it to start to break down that fascia. If I'm here like this, okay, that's not doing anything, okay? I'm not feeling it. Now, if I switch it though, and I place my other leg across, now that's gonna put a lot more weight on that hamstring. Okay, and again, so like I said, slowly rock, working your way up, all the way up until you hit where the hamstring meets the glute, okay? So where the top of your leg reaches your butt muscle. It's usually a little tight in there. You can roll that out, and you work your way right up to the top of the glute. So we're doing more on this side. So we're just gonna work your way into the top of the glute there. Okay, once you've done that, you switch over to the other leg. Then, another key points you can hit are the quads. A lot of people really feel it in the quad. Again, you start down at the knee, you slowly rock, working your way all the way up to the top of the leg. And again, twisting over to the side, working the side a little bit. And then from there, when you're done, lay down, turn it sideways, and you can actually roll out the inner thigh. Okay? Just going to roll up right up to the top, okay? Let your other foot relax. Don't hold it up in the air. Let it relax. Let the muscles not contract. Okay, try to stay as relaxed as you can. Again, just rocking and rocking. So, you can do that. You can foam roll right up the side of your back. The one area you don't want to foam roll though, and this is where most people do foam roll, is the lower back. Okay, this is the one area that almost everybody foam rolls, and the one area you don't want to roll. It actually forces that lower back to contract, okay? So this is not an area we want to do. We can do the sides. So you can do the side of your back, sticking your arm out, working your way right up into your lap, okay? You can roll it around to the front. You can foam roll out your chest. You can foam roll your shoulders. You can foam roll out your tricep. There's so many different areas you can foam roll. The lower back is pretty much one area, and the IT band is an area you don't want to focus on a lot either. So, the moral of the story is, always start your warm-ups with some foam rolling, okay? It's going to make a huge difference in your range of motion. So, a warm-up, like we said in the other video, goes foam rolling, general, dynamic stretching, central nervous system, and then the specific. So if you don't know how to foam roll, make sure that you get some books on it. You can do some trigger point therapy. Trigger point therapy is a very well-known company. They bring out kits that have all this sort of stuff, but definitely learn it. It's a great thing for your clients too, so they can warm up for a few minutes. So yeah, that's about all I can say about foam rolling. It's really important. Yoga tune-up balls, foam rollers, they come large, they come small, they can fit inside your travel bag. It's lots of sizes, so definitely make sure you learn your foam rolling. Until next time, I'm Ror Alexander.